Welcome back. So from Anambra to Rivers, as Kade said, it's been 1 month after the declaration of a state of emergency. But has there been any respite for Rivers State? Is there any pointer to a peace process being initiated? What we've seen is one day, one protest. Let's review activities in Rivers State as it impacts the future of that very important state in Nigeria. And joining us on this particular segment is Ms. Annkio Briggs. She's a human, political, environmental, and development rights activist, and she joins us via Zoom from Rivers State. Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
And you are a very prominent voice from Rivers State, a member of the Rivers Elders Forum, I believe. So you have the back view and the backstory, we hope, of the events that have shaped politics in Rivers State in the last couple of years. It's been from one controversy to the other. First, we heard after the declaration of a state of emergency, the resignation of the head of service with reports about him being under duress, and he says is not. And now what we hear is a resignation of the chief magistrate in Rivers State. And he said, no, due to his conscience, he has to resign because he cannot dance to the tune played by a military administrator, using the best description at this time. Is this the hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob? What exactly is informing these significant events following the declaration of a state of emergency in the state?
Thank you very much. It really is exacerbated. It's tiring. For someone like me, for people in Rivers State, who really just want to get about their everyday normal activity, whatever that is. Since 2023 October, we have not had any rest in terms of what's being done to Rivers State, not what Governor Sim Fobara is doing to Rivers State, but what's being done to Rivers State by sons and daughters of Rivers State, some sons and daughters of Rivers State, and by their cohorts that are not Rivers people, that exacerbate our stress. It's just unbelievable as Nigerians and media people whose profession it is to follow activities, good or bad. It must be unbelievable as well for people who are not Rivers State people. So one begins to wonder when we begin to discuss the issues of Rivers State today, maybe 30 minutes on your program. One begins to wonder, where does one start to begin to explain it from the perspective of a Rivers person? You're showing women that are walking peacefully, placards, not unruly, young women, old women, pregnant women, daughters of Rivers State. Now, this group of women, of which I also belong, are a group of women that pray. They are praying. Their first activity was that of praying. During the electioneering of 2023 for the then candidate Semelai Fobara, who then became the governor, it was a matter of prayers. But when the 2023 issue happened, the prayers became intensified, the gathering of the women in Adakaboro Park became intensified. Now, this is the first time these women, of which I am one, I was not here with them because I was out of Port Harcourt, but this particular one is the first time these women have come out. And it was just a brief walk, and they were tear gassed. as a reaction to this walk, the women in white came out. They were not tear gassed. They were escorted by police. And yet when these women in black requested for the police to escort them, if you like, they were refused. Instead, they were tear gassed. At Imbiama Junction, a few days later, women were tear gassed. At Omuma, after after Ibas had unconstitutionally set up local government chairmen, as he calls them, there was another walk by this man in Omuma, and they were not tear gassed. And on Friday, was it Friday, Wednesday, I think, if you recall, you saw the women, it's the same women you're seeing in black now that are also the women that you saw in red. And these prayers go on every week, and they round up maybe once a month in a big praise and worship. And we came out in red. Now, we were not tear gassed, thanks to God. And that's because we were asking, were we going to be tear gassed by the same people that secured the women in white from whatever they were securing them from? Now, that is on the side. Then, if you look at this mammoth crowd, they were all from, each and every one of them were from one of the 23 local government areas. They were not from Akwa Ibom, they were not from Abia, they were not from any other place but Rivers State. And I was in this prayer walk. We called it a prayer walk. Now, you recall, and you mentioned that the registrar, the chief magistrate, had resigned. Well, the gentleman said, and he told us why he resigned. Well, that is his right. That's a man that has conscience. And then we're having issues with NBA should return 300 million, NBA should not return 300 million. And yet in the past 8 years, we have calculated that donations have been made in the name of Rivers State to one state or the other for one reason or the other, to the tune of unaccountable, unimaginable, allegedly up to 1-point-something trillion of Rivers State people's money have been given away over a period of 8 years. The head of service resigned and went on air and was making allegations are being made against the governor of Rivers State, because Ibas is not the governor of Rivers State. He is hoisted, imposed upon the people of Rivers State, and he remains imposed on the people of Rivers State. We didn't vote for him. We didn't campaign. The campaigns were not about him. He's from Cross River, maybe Cross River and Akwa Ibom put together. We do not want him in Rivers State. It's the president that brought him. Now, the issues are the circumstances, the reasons that were given why the president brought him, and the processes that confirmed him. Were they properly done? No, they were not. The National Assembly, as far as we're concerned, have lost credibility with the people of Rivers State, because when you do what you're not supposed to do in the name of doing what is right, and you've done what is wrong, you don't expect the people to support it. So we could go on and on, Briggs, but I think I have actually drawn a picture that we can start off with.
Absolutely. So let's try to unpack first with the 300 million naira. Do the people of Rivers State want the money back, or the NBA can have it?
Yes, you see, I mean, the problem of the people of Rivers State today is not the 300 million that the governor at the time he gave it to the people of River State, gave it to the people of River State. I've just told you, it's on record, that in the past 8 years, before 2023, it has been calculated, allegedly, that the previous government had given away to Sokoto State, when there was a fire, 500 million of our money was given to Sokoto State. We didn't say that it was all right for it to go to Sokoto State. Women in Lagos who were singing Hallelujah songs were given 300 million. I don't think Lagos State is poor to the extent that River State needed to go in and give them 300 million just because they sang Hallelujah. But so if IBAS is hell-bent on retrieving money, River State people's money that has been given away by governors before Simelala Ifora, I think that he should start right from the beginning. And we're looking at 1999 if we're going to go that far back. So let's stop being, let politicians and people who are imposed on us stop being petty. We're not fools. They should stop being petty. Let us face the reality that Rivers people are facing. Today, we are asking, and we demand to know this, what really is the problem? Look, you cannot bring peace between people who have a disagreement if you don't know what they're disagreeing about. What exactly is the disagreement about? What is structure? Rivers people keep asking what exactly is a structure that must be kept for somebody who is no longer in government. And so we have IBAS sitting in government house in River State. He's handling River State's money, and we don't know how much money he owns as a person. He should declare his assets. Until he leaves, we should know how much money he himself owns personally.
Madam Annkio,
and
if you can hear me.
secondly, he should tell us how much money he has collected from the federal government since he came into River State. These are really germane and genuine
let's build, if you don't mind, if I may butt in,
the women are asking.
Let's build on the things, on what you raised, and for me, which is a bigger concern. Part of what was gazetted or transmitted to the National Assembly, which they amended, was, for me, which was the most critical, has to do with bringing all sides to the table to discuss the way forward. As you said, to be very fair, from what we know, the only people that know why they are fighting is Governor Simelala Ifubara and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Only both of them know clearly exactly what this battle is all about. So part of what was recommended was that while the emergency rule is on, let's see how they can bring both sides to the table, bring prominent persons. I'm sure Rivers elders will be involved in all of that. So my first question will be, 1 month after we've been hearing fireworks of accusation, counter-accusation, we've heard everything else apart from that committee being set up to see how the warring factions can reconcile. Has PANDEF or Rivers Elders Council been approached in any shape or form to say, we want to begin the process of reconciliation so that this emergency can be called off, or one thing or the other?
PANDEF, I'm an ESCO official member in my state. Also a member of the BOT in PANDEF, so I'm very solid in PANDEF. I am not aware so far that anybody in that the PANDEF leadership has been approached. That does not mean that PANDEF is not working. PANDEF has been working before the death of our leader, our revered father, late Chief E.K. Clark, and they are still working. But I am not aware, and I am sure that I will be aware once there is an approach and once there is an acceptance of that approach. That's one. Two, I'm not aware that my group that I belong to, because we also have elders group that are purely, that are PDP members, that are supporters of the former governor of Rivers State. Why do I say so? Because they say that they are supporters of the former governor of Rivers State, the FCT minister. I'm not aware that my group, led by former Governor Chief Ada George, an elder statesman, and so many other credible people from Rivers State are in that group. I don't think that we've been approached. If Rivers people are not represented collectively and their views are not represented, Ikure people should be involved, Ogoni people who should be involved, Ekpeye people should be involved, because we are all Rivers people. And what is going on is affecting all of us from the top of our head to the sole of our feet, in every way you can think about it, whether in feeding, in marketing, in whatever we do, we are terribly affected by what is happening. People's BP are high. It's affecting people's health. So we have to be involved. Let nobody think that the National Assembly, in whom we have lost confidence because of the way and manner in which they went about ascending to the imposition of IBAS on the people of Rivers State. They should not have, he should not have been sworn in before he was confirmed by the National Assembly, which was not done. And the National Assembly should never, there is no place in the Constitution that allows them to do a voice vote on this matter. It's about 2/3 of the people who were there that voted. And so when you put all of this into consideration, we, the people of Rivers State, the majority of the people of Rivers State, the innocent people of Rivers State, believe that we've been handed the very short end of the stick by no fault of our own. We don't deserve this. This is between two people that one is claiming that they had an agreement. Fine, people have agreements every day. Marriage is about agreement. Relationship is about agreement. What we're asking is, what agreement did you have? What agreement did you have? Did you have a financial agreement? Did you have, what agreement did you have that is so devastating to the people of Rivers State? And this problem has come so far that we cannot be in the outside while other people shave our head behind our back. We must be in the room. We must be in the room when they are discussing. We have to know what brought us to this point so that in the future it won't happen again.
And it's an important question to ask. And one wonders, you know, where we have this brick walls here and there, what the way forward really would be. You know, when you consider that when Rivers Elders Council is meeting, there's one group on the one hand loyal to Governor Sim Fubara or against the emergency process. When Governor Wike is, you know, showing up in Rivers, there's another group of leaders of Rivers State, you know, who are queuing up behind him. So what are the back channels being explored to bring both parties to the table such that there can be peace in Rivers? And are you confident in the PDP Governors Forum decision to challenge this emergency rule in the Supreme Court? Those two issues, please address as we wind down.
Thank you. First of all, the fact or the notion that anything could be done about what we're going through without it being, one, done properly, constitutionally, and two, without the involvement of the voices of the people, is again not going to be accepted. We will not accept that. Now, as I keep repeating on your program now, that we don't have confidence in the National Assembly. Now, the IBAS cannot appoint, he has no right to appoint local government chairman or whatever he chooses to identify them as. Why do I say this? Because even the governor is the only person that is allowed to conduct an election. And you cannot give a position of local government chairman, the law says so, without an election. So those local government chairmen that he has appointed in whatever reason or form are illegal. And now the question we are asking is that Similar Ifobra, the governor of Rivers State, when he comes back, and he is going to come back, because I can't imagine him not coming back. When he comes back, is he going to be able to remove those people? Because we, the people of those local governments, will insist that he removes them because we didn't vote for them. So that's, I think I've answered that question. Number two, of the second part of your question still remains that the people of Rivers State want to know. It must be known. It sounds a repetition, but that's where we are. We must be part of that process. The National Assembly cannot have a discussion with only Similar Ifobra and Nyesom Wike and Ibas under the table in one state or the other, whether it's Calabar or Lagos or wherever, without the people of Rivers State being involved in that discussion. We must have our representatives in that discussion. Otherwise, we won't get anywhere. I do understand that people say this is political. Well, it is political, but you see, in politics, politics is not living and breathing. It is the people of Rivers State that are living and breathing, and we must be involved in this process.
All right, fair enough, and a fine place to anchor at this point. We must thank you very much. We've been speaking with Madam Annkio Briggs. She's a human, political, environmental, and development rights activist and a member of the Rivers Elders Forum, who has joined us on this very critical conversation. We hope that from here we'll have more pleasant things to tell about Rivers State in the future. Thank you, ma'am, for your time on the program.
Thank you very much, and have a good Easter.
Happy Easter to you too. Speaking of Easter, perhaps it's time to get you in the mood with the softer side of things on the Morning Brief right here on Channels Television. Stay with us, we'll be right back.